Hello, here is your full body mini band workout. In this workout we're using a set of mini bands. So I've just got sort of a medium light mini band here. You can use a different range. If you've got the whole pack you can have them handy in case you want to amp up and amp down. I've got this sort of medium weight just because some of the exercises need a bit of range of motion and it's just there to amp it up a little bit. If you don't have any mini bands you can still do this workout. The format of the workout, we're going to be doing 4 supersets. So superset where you do 2 exercises back to back. We'll have a little bit of rest in between, about 15 seconds. Each superset we're going to do 3 times through. As we go through, the first time we're just going to do the exercise nice and steady. The second time round, we're going to add a little bit of pulsing and a little bit more time under tension. And the third time round, we're going to add a little bit more of a power element to it. So maybe jumping, maybe just amping up the exercise a little bit more. So work time is going to be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We're going to repeat each superset, each of those circuits twice, and then move on. So grab your weight, grab your mini band or not, and some water, and let's go. Let's start with that warm up. So just starting up nice and tall, the shoulder blades back, and we're going to hinge the hips back and up. So just waking up the backs of the thighs, waking up the hips. We're going to be doing a bit of deadlifting today, so it's important to just warm up the body as we're going to be using it. So let's hinge back, coming up. Feel that lovely stretch in the backs of the thighs. And let's go for one more. And then just into some squats. So we're just going to squat down, reaching forward, and squat up, reaching back with the arms. So think squeezing the shoulder blades, just waking up the shoulders as well. Forwards and back. Inhaling, exhaling. So in this exercise, in this workout, because we're going to be sort of essentially amping up each round, you can always drop back down to a previous version if you like. You don't have to amp it up each time, but give it a go and see. So I'm my stool, just going to hinge over. I'm going to flap the arms, just waking up the upper back in that nice hinge position you were in before. Squeezing the shoulder blades. My shoulder blades feel a bit tight today, as they always do. Flapping. And just come up to standing. We're just going to roll through the spine and do some walkouts. So standing up nice and tall, just going to nod the chin. Roll all the way down to the mat. Walk out to a plank. And then hips high. Going to come back up, rolling up through the spine. And with your planks, you can go on off your knees. Throughout the whole exercise. If you fancy doing anything on your knees, please do. If you want to modify, let's do one more. Then rolling down, wake up that body, hold this plank, walk the right foot up to the right hand, to the outside of the right hand, and then just going to rotate the body open and closed. So it's the same hand, so right arm, right leg forward. And think of rotating the spine. If this is a lot for the hips, you can drop down to your knee and rotate there. That's no problem. Let's go for one more. It's all of a sudden nice and hot, so I'm going to definitely get a sweat on. And let's switch sides. Rotate open and closed. Rotating open, closed. Let's go for 3 more. Close. Nice, easy breathing. Trying to keep your hips facing forward. Bring that hand down, step back to that plank. Going to walk the hands up to the feet, nice and slow. Rolling up again through the spine. So open the hips a little bit more and do some lunging. So we're going to reverse lunge and step, alternating sides. So we're going to lunge today. We're going to squat. It's going to be fun. You're going to get nice and tired. Ooh. So the first few rounds are predominantly lower body, and then we're going to go to the mat. So the first 2 circuits we're going to stand, and the second 2 we're going to be on the floor. Let's go for 2 more. Last one, shoulders open and up. Good. Just going to go into some nice star jumps. Wake up the shoulders a little bit more. If you're modifying, just going to step, side to side. I want arms all the way up. It's tempting to do this, but I want the whole shoulder moving up and around. Breathing, so it's not really not too much impact today. I'll give options if you want to modify, but the last round, we're gonna try and have a little bit of power. That's it. And just jogging on the spot, waking up those ankles a little bit. Breathing, nice and steady. And start jumps again. Arms nice and wide. Big circles. And then jogging one more time. Nice and relaxed. 4, 3, maybe we speed up, 2, 1, and rest. So starting with that first move, we're gonna alternate legs. We're gonna squat, and then we're gonna kick to the side. That's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna do that first in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squat down, up, little side kick. Down, side kick, slow and steady. Try to stay nice and sort of trying not to rock too much from side to side when you kick. I know that's going to be hard. Down, kick. Remembering on our squats, we're sinking backwards. There should be most of the weights in the back of our legs, not coming forwards onto our toes. If you find you're coming forwards, put a chair behind you and aim to tap your bum down each side. It's a nice little trick. Last one here. Woo, our second move. Second move, do a good morning hinge. Gonna hinge back, come up a little bit, kick that leg. Hinge, kick. That's our move, alternating legs each side. Here we go, cores nice and tight. Good morning, up, kick. Good morning, up. So I'm sending my foot back at a slight angle. Hinge. Now, if you have weights at home and you want to amp this up, by all means, go for it. Hinge, kick, hinge. About halfway, and you can always stagger the foot. Up, hinge and switch, stagger. Depending on your coordination, of course. 10 seconds to go. Hinge, kick, hinge, kick, and rest. Okay, round 2. So with that, we're adding a little pulse. So we're gonna pulse, pulse, stand, kick, kick, down. Pulse, pulse, stand, kick, kick, down. So we're gonna add little pulses to the movement. So here we go, we go down, pulse, pulse, stand, kick, kick, switch. So adding on a bit of time under tension, pulse, kick, kick. With the deadlifts, we're going to be doing half of the time kicking on one side, then half of the time kicking on the other. So we're going to stay in our hinge position. That'll be the time under tension. Pulse, pulse, up, kick, kick. 5 more seconds. Last one. And I'm going to finish kick, kick. Okay. So we're going to stay in this hinged motion. Cores nice and tight. Let's go on the tiptoe of the right leg, or whichever leg, a leg. Hinge over. Nice straight leg on that tiptoe. Just going to lift up and tap. Kick and tap. Cores nice and tight. Trying to keep maneuvering my band. Try to keep that body nice and still. Squeezing from the glute. So lift from the thigh. And switch sides, hinge over. Let's go, up, up. Try to keep the hips level. You can hold on to a wall here if that's helpful. Don't have to be completely balancing. Squeeze from the glute, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, ooh. Oh, last round, the power portion. So we are going to jump. That's it. Nice and simple. If you're not jumping, you're gonna come up onto the tiptoes, nice and strong. So let's go. Pulse, pulse, jump, kick. Pulse, pulse, jump, kick. Little combo. Pulse, pulse, jump, kick. Pulse, pulse. Keep moving. Pulse, jump, jump. 15 seconds. And if you're not jumping, you're gonna pulse, pulse, power up, down, kick. Last one. 3, 2, we're gonna finish off. And rest. Woo! Okay, so we're gonna stay on one side again. We're gonna do 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We're gonna come into like a little, we're gonna jump up and push the band. That's our move. Okay, so we're down, up and oops, finding that balance. When you're jumping, and land nice and soft, and switching sides. It's no joke, it's no secret that lunges are not my favorite. 15 seconds, but we're doing it. We do things we don't love sometimes, but they're good for us. 5 seconds. Last one. Whoa, almost fell. Last one. And rest. Okay, oh, let's take that band off, have a sip of water. Okay, round 1 is complete. Round 2 is on its way. So the first move with round 2, we got the weight, the band, I guess it's a weight, on our wrists. The upper body movement is a row. So think of just opening out, squeezing the shoulder blades, come back. We're gonna reverse lunge, row, and stand, and alternate sides. That's move 1. Move 2, you can hold the band gripping. The little sumo, as you come down, you row to the side and up. So bringing elbow towards the body and up, so a little lat pull down. Okay, so bands on the wrist, got 5 seconds. We're gonna alternate our reverse lunges. I've got my hands nice and strong, and here we go. So reverse, hold, open the band, stand. Let's speed it up. So we're lunging and opening. Think slow and controlled for the first round. We're just getting into the movement. You can see why I went for a slightly lighter band, just so I've got enough range to open that band. About 10 more seconds. 7 more. 3, 2, rest. Okay, I'm gonna face you guys. Hold the band in your hands, heels in, toes out. As we go down, we're gonna pull that band into a little lat pull. So you've got 3 seconds. Arms overhead, here we go. So we come down, we're gonna pull and up. So think of a little, almost little side crunch as we bring that band down and we go into that cheeky sumo squat. Keeping the other hand nice and strong at the top. Woohoo! Always gonna fall over. Core still engaged. 8 more seconds here. Remembering, we're going to the mat after this and rest. Okay, band back around the wrists. You guessed it. So we're gonna pulse the hands back. I'm just gonna stay in that lunge on one side and pulse up and down. So I've got my right leg back. So pick a leg, let's go. So we're gonna go down and hold. We're gonna pulse the band open whilst we pulse the legs up and down. So we're half of the time here, and then we're going the other side. So I'm thinking of bringing my shoulder blades down the back, little pulse, and let's switch. Stepping back, pulsing. 20 seconds. Keep it going. Keep pushing on that band. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand. Oh, woof. That's spicy. These bands don't mess around, do they? So we're gonna go lat pull, pulse, pulse, stand. It's gonna hold the pull in our pulse, and off we go. So we go down, pulse, pulse, stand, and switch. Trying to stay nice and low in that pulse. We're moving the bands to the legs after this. I planned this, I thought about this. Up, switch, shoulders down, pulse, pulse, up, switch, 10 seconds. Just 2 more rounds in this set, in this circuit. Switch and rest. Oh, okay. Band is going to stay on the wrist. We're going to go lunge jump, lunge jump, lunge jump, knee drive. So here we go. So let's go lunge, 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 hold, lunge, 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 drive, lunge, 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 drive. Woo. Keep going. Lunge, lunge. We got it. If you're modifying, I want to quick, quick, quick drive, okay? 10 seconds, let's go. Lunge, 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 drive. And back. Last one, lunge, 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 drive. Rest. Whoa. So a little bit of power. It's gonna be a little jump after your 2 pulses, like we did with the squats. So let's do it. So go down, pulse, pulse, jump, stand, down. So if your legs are feeling tired, remember, you've got the option of going to the pulses only, or get rid of the pulses. Got 15 seconds. My legs are killing me. I'm trying to get back into running. So started off not super fresh, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. 5 more seconds, let's go, finish it. Pulse, pulse, jump, and rest. We come down to the mat and have a little sip of water. Have a sip. We're gonna do bands on the thighs. We're gonna do a bit of hip thrusting, a bit of clam, a bit of oyster. Oyster or clamshell, known as both. Now, just a warning, when the bands are like these ones, the little plasticky rubbery ones on the thighs, they love to roll up. As I said at the beginning, just get that heart rate down. As I said at the beginning, you can use body weight. So if it does roll up, don't worry, I'm gonna fix them in the break. So the first move, you're gonna do a little hip thrust. So you're gonna go up and down, nice and simple. Keeping tension on the band, have your hands however feels comfortable, and off we go. So go up, squeeze the glutes at the top, chest is open, come down. If you can see, my hands start quite close to my bum starts quite close to my hands, and I shoot my heels forward. So think forward, squeeze, down, forward, and down. down. 15 seconds. Shoot them up, squeeze the glutes. Down. 10. That's it. So it's like a little hinge. Down. 3 more seconds. And just come onto one of your sides. So we're going to do half on one side, half on the other. So sitting up tall, feet in line, bottom of the feet in line with the bum. We're just going to open the band, squeeze and closed. Open and closed. Keeping the hips nice and level. Keep the core pulling away from the floor. This is where you could use a heavier band if you've got one, but only if you can keep that waist nice and still and no rolling back. We're going to try, the only thing you want moving is that knee coming open and closed. Keep the core tight because it's also a nice little oblique work, bit of side body work. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. Okay. Oh, we didn't swap sides. You know what? We'll have to do the pulsing all on the other side. I'm so sorry. Silly me. Do you know what? Actually, let's do the other side. Let's add in an extra move. Let's do the other side now. So we've got 3 moves in this last one. Open. Closed. Open. How's that for some dynamic thinking right there? We'll just add in an extra couple, so you might fiddle with the timer a little bit. Open and close. Here we go. Good. Keep the core drawing in to help with that rotation. Don't want to be uneven now, do we? Open, close. Got 15 seconds. Focus. Last 10. 3, 2, and rest. Now we're going to go to our hip thrust. This time we're going to hold high in our hip thrust. I'm just going to try and open the band and close the band, but we're going to try and keep the hips nice and level and nice and high. So go 3, 2, 1. Let's get up. And we're going to open and close. So it's not super wide for me. What we're doing is we're just adding a little bit of tension, little bit of challenge, squeezing the glutes, open, close, keep pushing that floor away, open. So my knees go out and they come in, 15 seconds. Almost there, final 10. 4, 3, 2, and down. Okay, back to the clams or the oysters. So this time round, instead of opening and closing, I want you to lift your leg up so it's parallel. So the whole leg is parallel. And then you're just going to pulse at the top. Sink up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Still keeping the hips nice and level. We're not rotating. So imagine like you're just opening a door, closing a door. Doors rotate. So it's just like levitating off the top of the, imagine they're 2 magnets and they're opposing each other. I don't know. Basically, try not to rotate. So keep knee on top of knee, foot on top of foot, parallel to the ground. 10 seconds. Keep the core pulling up. Little fly. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Woo! Glutey, if you went for that heavier band, nice one, guys. Good work. Okay, so set yourself up, coming up into that nice position with the core pulling away from the floor, and lift that foot up, nice and parallel. Just gonna pulse at the top there. So now, this is gonna be harder because that bottom leg, that supporting leg, is getting tired, right? So please just stay with it, try to focus. The moment it feels too much is when you can do a little bit more just to strengthen that muscle. That's the point where we try to keep going. You'll be surprised how much you can do. So just try. If you have to stop for a second, but get back in it. Got 15 more seconds. Keep lifting the head, try not to let the head drop. Want everything up, everything opposing gravity. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, ooh, and down. Okay, I'm gonna have to give us some more time on the old timer. Okay, so this time round, we're going to come onto our heels. We're gonna swing and then thrust. Swing and then thrust. That's our move. That's our power hip thrust move, okay? So 3, 2, 1. So we go down and up, down. So I'm rocking on my heels. And if you want more, you can bring the hands a bit wider. Think of swinging through where your hands are. So you come back with the core. Now really want to squeeze at the top. Enjoy your thrust. Off the hands after this one. Off the wrists. 10 more seconds. 8. 3, 2, 1. Down. Alrighty. Woo. This time, I'm gonna open, kick, and close. So we're gonna do a little kick to the side. 2, 1. So open, kick, close. So we're going to open, kick, foot, close. Open, kick, foot, close. So each movement, think toe to toe. Adding power with that kick against the band. Core's nice and tight. Last move, just obviously on the other side as well. 10 seconds. Open, kick, close. Open, kick. 6, 4. Almost there. Last kick. Close. That glute med is live and kicking, baby. Okay. Climb and kicking. Oyster and kicking. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So we stretch the band, we kick it out, bring the foot back, then we close it. We stretch, kick, close. Ignore the timer. Obviously didn't put enough extra minutes on there. Closed, open, kick. When you kick, you're keeping resistance on that band. We've got about 20 more seconds, maybe 10 seconds, 10 seconds. There we go. Can't do your maths. Almost there. Final 5. 3. Last one. Kick. So we're at the final. We're at the final round, and no surprises this time. Nothing crazy. No extra sides are happening. Gonna start on our backs with the nothing crazy apart from the timer not working. So we're gonna start on our backs, bands on the wrist, feet can be up or lengthened, all the way straight. So we're gonna have the hands on our wrists, and we're gonna roll up all the way. So hands up overhead. Let's tuck the chin and come up. Arms nice and high, and we're gonna roll down nice and slow. So you come up and down. So a little sort of roll up situation. And don't worry if you're not coming all the way up. Just think, come up, control, down. So it could be a smaller sort of crunch, curl up vibe. But we're just going in a little bit of tension on the arms. And roll down with control. I want the down to be as slow and controlled as you can make it. 5 more seconds. And down. Okay, we're going to bring both feet up one at a time and glue the feet together. Again, if it's too much, because we're going to tap the toes down whilst we bring the arms overhead. If it's too much both feet, just do one leg at a time, okay? 2, 1. Let's go. So we tap and reach and bring it back. And you might not be tapping all the way to the floor. Listen to your back and your body. If it's hurting, you might just take it away a little bit and bring it back. So we go reach and forward. You can inhale out and exhale forward. Last few minutes of this workout, we're almost there. Tapping out, bringing it forwards. Nice and long through the arms. We've got 5 seconds. Last one. And leave the feet where they are, nice and low on the floor. This time round, you're going to come up. We're going to go down halfway, pulse the arms, then go all the way down. So the pulse, so we're slowing the way down and pausing. So let's come up. Let's slow down, pulse, all the way down. Can we pulse as we roll down to the mat, all the way. So I'm slowly lowering, pulsing my arms out, adding extra tension. Sorry, I always do sound effects with that one. I feel like it just helps me get up. And again, up and over. Same thing if you're doing the crunch version, same thing if your legs are nice and long. And rest, okay. Feet up, arms up. This time, as you imagine, we're going to go tap, tap, up. So little tap, taps and little pulls of the arms. So here we go. So we go down to the limit, come up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up. Again, down, up. Legs are glued. Oh, I forgot my second tap. Down, tap. As long as you're pulsing, that's all I care about. Don't worry about how many you're doing. You'd be pulsing this whole time. I don't know what you're up to. As long as you're pulsing and you're adding that extra tension, it could just mean maybe taking your legs a little bit further towards the ground for an inch. If they're not reaching all the way today, and that's fine. And rest. Woo. Little hug of the knees into the chest for a second. Last time round for these guys. So this time, we're going to bring the leg up as we come up as well. That's the power move. And we're just going to roll all the way down. So we're going to do like a single leg sit up. So we're going to teaser. So we're going to come up, reach, and lower down. And switch. And down, switch. And you can have the legs straight. I've straightened my legs now, just because it's easier than having them bent. Up, reach. Up, reach. Again, you can be in that crunch, just bringing the knee into the chest, like so. Wherever you're at, just find that limit of yours today. Almost there. Last one. And down. Very nice. This time, we're going to tap down, straighten the legs, and come up a little bit in that lower back. It's going to come off the ground. So that's our power move. So we tap down as we did before. As we come up, the arms stay where they are and they go up. Little bit of a hip lift. Just like a little reverse crunch. Just getting the lower abdominals. Legs are nice and glued together. Mine were not just then. I've just reminded myself. Legs are glued. Up. We take them back. We bring it forward. Send them up. We take them back. We bring it forward. We send them up. We take them back. Bring it forward. Send them up. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Down with the legs. We're going to stretch immediately. We're going to bring the feet nice and wide. I just want you to drop the knees to one side. You can look over to the opposite side and then to the other. So rolling through side to side. It's going to release that lower back, it's going to release that hips. Should feel really nice on that bod. Going from side to side like this. One more each way. And then come back through center. We're just going to hug the right knee into the chest. Roll that leg, roll that knee, just open up the hip. And I'm going to take that foot up to the ceiling and hold on behind for a hamstring stretch. Here you can bend and stretch the leg. But just think of trying to draw the leg into the chest. You can straighten the bottom leg out as well if you want a little bit more. I like to sometimes just keep my foot flat so I can get really nice and deep into that hip. Flex and point that foot as well. I thought I paused you, mate. There we go. Flex and point the foot just so we're stretching through the calf as well. Relax the shoulders. And you're going to bring that foot around to the around the thigh, your left thigh. Bring your ankle to your left thigh and just come into that figure 4 stretch. Again, you can do this the opposite way, so you can do pigeon or you can stand up and do it. And I've been finding that going against the wall, so putting this foot against the wall, so if I spun round, you can use the wall to push in and intensify the stretch a bit more. Okay, let's switch sides. Holding that bent knee in, opposite side, open through that hip. Little circular motions. We made it through the workout. Straighten that leg. I'm gonna bend my right knee just so I get a bit more space. And flex and point that foot. Just stretch out that calf, stretch out the ankle. And then let's take it across that figure 4 stretch. If this is hard, if you're finding your head's off the floor, do it on a wall or do it standing, because you'll spend a lot of time straining and the neck and spine's going to get tired rather than getting a lot more out of the stretch, because that's just because your hips are really tight, which is completely normal. Release, hug both knees and just come to the side. We're going to just, hi guys, so think of your clamshell. We're just going to get that foot and go into our little side lying, where's fell forward, side lying quad stretch. Think of drawing the knee back whilst pushing that hip forwards. You can bring that front bottom leg forwards as well. Or again, you can do this standing, no probs. Or you can sit on your heels and stretch your hamstrings, your quads that way. We're going to switch over to the other side. That's it. Stretching that quad should feel good after those lunges. Jump lunges are the ones that kill me every time. Release, okay? I'm gonna swing around. Just gonna come onto our fronts and keep the bum high as you stretch the arms forward, just stretching up through the shoulders and the core. Take a few breaths here. I'm just going to roll up through the spine. You're going to stay seated. Just going to interlace the hands behind the back. Open up through the chest. And I'm going to bring my hands away from the body. Opening the chest up. Then interlace the hands in front. This time nod the chin and pull forwards. Open up that upper back. Take a breath here. And then I'm going to come to the side. Just stretch up and over to one side, stretching up. Oh, feels really nice. And then to the other side, reaching over, coming forwards. And that there was your full body, what's going on with my hair, full body mini band workout. Smashed it.